Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tatiana, aka Etherealwisdom. If it is your first time here, thank you for clicking on this video. I hope that you like it, and if you do, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Today I'm just going to be talking about the do's and the don'ts when it comes to manifesting a specific person. So I have my notes, so I'm gonna just get into it. Okay, it's just gonna be a quick video. I'm not gonna go too in depth. If you like this topic and you feel like these points helped you, I will do a more in-depth video. But what is a specific person? If you don't know what a specific person is, it could be a celebrity, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or like just like a love interest or anything like that. Like in the law of assumption and the manifestation community, a lot of the times people are focused on like specific person in a romantic sense. Like people are always trying to manifest like a relationship with somebody, right? But specific person could be anyone. It could be anybody. It could literally be your cat or your dog. Like if you're trying to manifest that could be your SP. I just want to say that because I don't want people to just think that SP is just in the romantic sense. It could be in a whole variety of different things, okay? So do's and don'ts for manifesting a specific person. I wanted to first give examples on ways that you may have seen people manifest an SP. Like I was just thinking the other day, looking at A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. He manifested Rihanna, like 100%. He manifested Rihanna, and he did it in a way that was like so out there. But you know, if you listen to his music and you hear him saying Rihanna all the time, you would think she was just like a muse or something. But now that they're in a full-blown relationship, I think that they're married now. They have 2 babies together. Like everybody's trying to pick up on like, oh, he manifested her. Like he literally spoke their relationship into existence with his music, and maybe in other ways too. But I just wanted to give that example because that is a really good example of what is like manifesting somebody. Like, yeah, it probably took him a while to do it, but you don't know if he was manifesting her consciously or unconsciously. And I'll get into that later in the video, the difference between manifesting consciously and manifesting unconsciously. So that's one example I thought of. The second example I thought of was me personally. You know, I've done this so many times. Like I probably done this with like all the friends that I've had, all the people that I've dated. Like, yeah, I've pretty much done this with everybody that I've come across in my life. And that is like, if I'm like out somewhere and I see somebody and I'm thinking like, oh, they seem cool. Like I feel like I'm going to end up having a conversation with them. I feel like I'm going to end up being their friends. Like I will do that. Like if I see somebody and I want to be their friend, I'm going to think, oh, I'm going to be their friend, or oh, we're going to have a conversation at least. Like it might not be a friendship. It might not be like a relationship or anything, but I will look at them like we're going to cross paths one day and we're going to become cool. And it always happens. Never ever failed. It always happens. I will look at a person, I'll be like, I like something about you, we're gonna be friends, and then it happens. Or I like him, I want to date him, like I would date him. It will happen. Like that is how I've made a lot of friendships and connections and relationships throughout my life, because I just, you know, believe that we're gonna cross paths. And that is me manifesting. That's just me manifesting. I've been doing that my whole life, so I will put that under manifesting unconsciously. Like I definitely done that unconsciously. You can manifest consciously and unconsciously, but I'm focusing more on manifesting consciously on my channel because we're manifesting all the time. It's just a matter of, you know, you doing things to get your manifestations faster, or you just letting things happen on its own in a way, okay? So when I say manifesting unconsciously, I mean like, you know, people living their everyday lives, not knowing about manifestation, not knowing about law of assumption, law of attraction, things like that. I would say that those people are manifesting unconsciously, because like I said before, you're always manifesting. You're manifesting every second of every single day. You're manifesting your life, okay? Every second. And we all do it naturally. It's just human nature to manifest. And that's another thing I want to like put emphasis on, is that manifesting is human nature. We all do it. We've all been doing it since the day that we were born. It's just a matter of, you know, you realizing that you're doing it, or you choosing to just not like put any effort into learning more about it, right? So I would say people like that don't put any effort into learning more about it, or they just don't know about it at all, they are manifesting unconsciously. So really things are just like happening. They might not see any like correlation to things happening in their lives, or they just, you know, think that everything is just how it is and there's no changing their life at all, and that there's nothing that they could do really. Like they're just living life every day. I don't know, I can't really explain it because I don't live my life like that, but I look at it like, you know, in video games, there's like NPCs, and then there is the person in control, like holding the controller, controlling the game. That's how I look at it. Like the people that manifest unconsciously, and they, you know, just live life like, okay, this is what I'm told I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm just going to be doing it. They tell me that I have to do A, B, and C every single day. I'm gonna do that until the day I die. That's like NPCs. Like they didn't wake up yet. They didn't realize like, oh, I'm in control, right? So that's like manifesting unconsciously. Manifesting consciously though is you're pretty much the one in control. You're the one holding the controller, making things go how you want it to go, right? Think of it as like you're playing Sims. You're playing your Sims, you're creating this life for your Sim. Like you're building this in a house, you're getting this in a car, you're getting this in, you know, a husband or a wife, and y'all are having babies, right? So you're creating that Sim's life. Like think of the Sim as you, pretty much, like, but you're the one being the Sim and controlling the Sim at the same time, and everything going on around the Sim's life. Hopefully that makes sense. But when you manifest when you manifest consciously, you are able to, you know, pick paths for yourself in a way. Like you are deciding what's going on in your life, and the way that you're deciding and the way that you're changing everything that's going on in your life is you're creating a self-concept for yourself. You're creating a persona for yourself in a way. And that person, every day, they have a certain way of living, right? If you, okay, let's keep it under SP. You know you want a SP, whether it be a boyfriend, whether it be a girlfriend, whether it be a new best friend, whether it be you changing how a family member is, right? Whoever the specific person is, you are able to know the type of relationship that you want. Say you want a relationship and you want to be spoiled, you want to be treated nicely, you want to be taken out every day, you want to travel the world, I don't know, whatever you want that in a relationship, right? That person is going to have to be a certain way. That person is going to have to be generous. That person is going to have to be loving. That person is going to have to be spontaneous. Like that person is going to have certain characteristics to give you that kind of relationship, right? But you also have to make sure that you are on that same level with what you're asking for, pretty much. If you have a specific person and you and this person have already had a relationship or whatever, and you guys broken up, right? So obviously the dynamic wasn't favorable, or else you guys would probably be together still, right? Say in that old dynamic, you were a certain version of yourself, your specific person was another version of themselves. Say that the version of you were insecure, you couldn't trust them, you had a lot of anxiety when it came to relationships, you had a lot of fear when it came to relationships, and those feelings and that self-concept could have came from things that you've seen growing up, or it just came from things that people have told you about relationships, and then you made a self-concept, you made a persona, you made pretty much like you made just a whole version of yourself based on those things. So you're this version of yourself, you get in a relationship with somebody. This person that you get in a relationship with, they could be literally the best person ever. They could be loving, they could be, caring, they could be generous, they could be spontaneous. Like I said, they could be perfect all around. But if you are a certain way, you're insecure, you're jealous, you're fearful, you have all these negative feelings and attachments when it comes to relationships, you get in a relationship with this person. It doesn't matter if this person is like the best thing since sliced bread. You get in a relationship with them, you're going to create a version of them in your head that will reflect what you believe about relationships. That is what manifesting is when it comes to specific people in a nutshell. Like, it doesn't matter how great that person is. If you have bad beliefs and emotions, feelings, whatever, when it comes to relationships, that is what you're going to see reflect in your relationship. That's why I say it's really important that if you have an idea of the person that you want, the friend that you want, the relationships, like overall relationships in your life that you want, you will not be able to create that if you are still living as the old version of yourself with the old beliefs, okay? So when manifesting a specific person, you need to start with yourself. Stop focusing on that person, okay? Just forget about them. You don't have to like forget about them for real, but just don't focus on that person. You need to be focusing on yourself, okay? If that person, say that person isn't the best partner or family member, friend, whatever, the version that you want to create, you have to be so focused on that version of them that you're not gonna be bothered by that stuff anymore. No, don't let anybody walk all over you. Don't let anybody like disrespect you. But say that this person is treating you bad, you're gonna feel confident enough in yourself and in the version of yourself that you're creating, and you're creating for this specific person. You're going to be so focused on, okay, I want my person to be loving, generous, spontaneous, whatever. I want them to be like this. If they're not showing up like that, then I am not going to be bothered to deal with that version of them, because that is an old version of them. Just like you could put it back on yourself. You will not be bothered with the old version of you because you're too busy living in the new version of yourself. You're too busy being the new version of yourself that is willing to attract and sustain this new version of the other person that you're creating. Don't react to the old version of them. Focus on the new version that you're creating. You can do this while still being in contact with that person if you want to, or you could do it while not being in contact with that person. In my opinion, it's easier to just not entertain somebody that's not treating you good. Just not entertain it until they show up as a better version of themselves. That's my opinion, but okay. Next topic. Don't put anybody or anything above you. You are, in a way, the main character in your life. Yes, you have other people that matter in your life. Your specific person might matter to you a lot. I'm sure they do if you're like manifesting to change them or to, to get one into your life. They matter. You care about them. They're probably like a good person. All these things. They probably treat you really nice and you care about them and you love them a lot, right? But that doesn't mean that they are on a pedestal above you. You should always be on the highest pedestal in your reality. Yes, there's other things that is going on that matter, but nothing should be above you. You're the main character. Nothing should ever be above you in your reality, okay? So that means just because you really like somebody and, you want to create a wonderful relationship with them, a wonderful friendship with them, a wonderful dynamic with them, right? That doesn't mean that they are just like the most important thing ever in the existence of man. You manifesting and you putting your attention on somebody is making them more important than they really are. Because if you were to tell me about your specific person and you would have just told me everything that y'all been through and blah blah blah, it might seem so amazing and so special to you, but it might not seem like that to me because you're making them so important in your reality. Your specific person wouldn't be important in my reality. My specific person, if I have one, it wouldn't be important in your reality. I hope that makes sense, but don't put anything on a pedestal because nobody is really that special. Like, nobody is that special to be above you. Period. I don't care who they are. Nobody is that special to be put above you. You're always the highest point in your life because this is your life. Nobody can live your life for you. You have to create your life for yourself. Putting this specific person on a high pedestal is not going to create the life that you want. It's not. It's going to actually do the opposite because you're too focused on them. Everything they do, if they're showing up in the negative way that you don't like, you're going to be so focused on that you're not even going to be able to manifest consciously what you want. The next thing I want to say is do not react to the 3D. This ties into what I was saying before pretty much, is when I'm saying like you're not reacting to the old version of your specific person. You're not reacting to the 3D reality, because when you visualize and when you're manifesting, saying your affirmations, whatever, your mind is creating the picture before it projects into your 3D reality. Everything always starts from the mind. Everything always starts from the mind. This pen, this was a thought before it was a pen. This lip gloss was a thought before it became a physical lip gloss. Money is a thought. It was a thought before anything. Okay? The design of it, the color of it, this was all an idea before it was in the physical reality. Like, that's where everything starts. It starts as a thought, okay? Even the way that people are towards you, even the way that people act towards you, it starts as a thought. It might not be conscious. It might be unconscious, okay? But it's all a thought, okay? So don't react to the 3D reality. If somebody is not responding to you in the way that you want them to, if somebody is not treating you the way that you want them to, if somebody is not calling you or texting you, you're not going to nag that person. You're not going to beg that person. You're not going to chase that person. You're not going to do that, especially as a woman. I know mostly women watch my channel. You're not going to be checking in 15 times a day on that person if they are not showing up how you want them to show up, how the version of them in your mind is that you're trying to manifest consciously, or that you are manifesting consciously, because manifesting is not a trying process. You don't have to try to manifest anything. You're just doing it. So as soon as you think in your mind, okay, I want my specific person to start taking me out. I want them to start buying me gifts and treating me nice and texting me nice things, calling me 15 times a day and just kissing the ground I walk on, pretty much. You want them to start doing that. You're not going to be reacting to the version of them that's not doing that. If they're not doing it, you could take it upon yourself to remove yourself, or even if you're still in that dynamic, you can just focus on the version of them that you do want. You could do this by affirmations. You could do this by visualizations, SATs. Like, there's so many techniques out there. But just remember, it's not the technique that's doing it. It's you. It's your focus and determination, okay, to get what you want, because you can get whatever you want. So you're not going to be yelling. You're not going to be nagging. You're not going to be chasing. You're not going to be begging anybody to act right. You're not going to be begging anybody to treat you right. You know your worth. You know your value. You know you're on the pedestal, and everything else has to meet up to that pedestal. You're not putting stuff on a pedestal and then chasing it and trying to meet up to it. No. Never. Don't settle for versions of people that you don't want. I'm not going to really go on a big rant about that, because I feel like that's just tying into everything else I just said. But really, it's just focus on what you want. Focus on the outcome that you are desiring, the outcome that you are trying to manifest, and focus on that, and then don't settle for anything else. You don't settle for it, because you could always get what you want at the end of the day. And thank you for watching. I will see you in another video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.